Barron Trump, the youngest son of Donald Trump, has lived a life surrounded by wealth, fame, and power since the day he was born. But unlike many children from high-profile families, Barron has always been kept out of the public eye. For years, he remained a quiet figure, only occasionally appearing beside his father at major events or in rare photos. Now that he's 18, more and more people are asking, who is Barron Trump really? What is his life like behind closed doors? And could he be the next rising star of the Trump family? Born on March 20, 2006, in Manhattan, New York City, Barron William Trump is the only child of Donald and Melania Trump. However, he has 4 half-siblings from his father's previous marriages: Donald Jr., Ivanka, Eric, and Tiffany. While all of them have been active in business or politics, Barron has mostly stayed quiet. But being born into the Trump family meant he never really had a normal childhood. Instead, his life was filled with luxury from the very beginning. A child, Barron lived in Trump Tower in Manhattan. But he wasn't just staying in an ordinary apartment. He had an entire floor to himself in the Trump family's lavish penthouse. This triplex apartment, located at the top of the tower, is decked out with gold accents, expensive marble, crystal chandeliers, and custom furniture designed by world-famous decorators. Melania once said that Barron loved to draw on the walls, especially helicopters and planes, showing early signs of imagination and creativity. He even had his own personal floor within the apartment, something very few kids can ever say. Melania played a big role in raising Barron, choosing not to hire a full-time nanny like many wealthy families do. She cooked his meals, took him to school, and helped him with his homework. According to interviews, Melania wanted him to grow up with good values, even while living such a privileged life. She described him as smart, independent, and strong-minded. From the start, she made it clear that she didn't want the fame and pressure to get to him. Barron's early education was at Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School, one of the most prestigious private schools in New York City. But in 2017, when Donald Trump became President of the United States, everything changed. Barron and Melania stayed behind in New York for several months so he could finish his school year, while Donald moved into the White House. This decision was rare for a first family, but it showed how much Melania prioritized Barron's stability. When they finally moved to Washington, D.C., Barron enrolled in St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Maryland. This move was also a break from tradition. Most presidential children had attended Sidwell Friends School, but Melania chose St. Andrew's because she believed it offered the best environment for Barron. The school promised smaller class sizes and a more private atmosphere, helping him continue his low-key lifestyle even while living in the spotlight. After Trump's presidency ended in 2021, the family relocated to Florida and moved into Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's luxury estate in Palm Beach. Barron was then enrolled at Oxbridge Academy, a private prep school known for its strong academics and elite student body. The school charges tens of thousands of dollars per year in tuition and provides a secure, private space, perfect for someone like Barron, who still values his privacy. While growing up, Barron was rarely seen in public, but a few appearances did catch people's attention. Over the years, the public noticed how fast he was growing, literally. By the time he was 16, he was already taller than most adults, and now at 18, he stands at around 6 feet 7 inches tall. That makes him even taller than his father, who's 6'3". This sparked plenty of online memes and jokes, with people calling Barron the final Trump boss, or joking that he was being grown in a lab to become a future president or pro-athlete. But despite the internet attention, Barron has remained out of the spotlight. He doesn't have any public social media accounts, doesn't appear on TV or podcasts, and rarely attends public events. Even when he does appear, like at a funeral or formal ceremony, he usually remains silent and composed, letting others speak while he stays in the background. Melania has explained before that Barron isn't into social media and prefers spending his time playing sports or being with family. He has played soccer over the years and was even part of youth teams like DC United's under-12 squad, which shows he had a passion for athletics from a young age. As he enters adulthood, the question many people are asking is, what's next for Barron Trump? He graduated from high school in May 2024. While the Trump family hasn't publicly shared where he plans to attend college, there are rumors that he might follow in his father's footsteps and go to the University of Pennsylvania, which is known for being a favorite among Trump family members. Donald Trump, Ivanka, and Donald Jr. all studied there, and it's seen as a natural next step, but nothing has been officially confirmed. Recently, Barron made headlines again when he was chosen as a delegate for the Republican National Convention, representing Florida. This surprised a lot of people and led to speculation that he might finally be stepping into the political world. But shortly after the news broke, Melania announced that Barron had declined the role, explaining that he wanted to focus on his school commitments and future plans instead. Still, the fact that he was even considered shows that political leaders are beginning to see him as someone who could have a role in the future of the Republican Party. So far, Barron hasn't made any public statements about politics or his career plans, but considering his background, he has many options. He could go into business, start a brand, enter politics, or even remain out of the public eye completely. Some people believe he might eventually be pushed into the spotlight, whether he likes it or not, simply because of his last name. Others believe he may carve his own path, one that's completely separate from his family's political legacy. One thing is for sure, Barron Trump's life has been anything but ordinary. Raised in luxury, educated in elite schools, and always surrounded by powerful people, Barron has had a unique upbringing that most of us can only imagine. But he's also managed to stay grounded, quiet, and mostly hidden from the chaos of fame, something that's very rare for someone in his position. Now that he's officially an adult, the world is watching closely to see what he'll do next. Will he step into the family business? Will he launch a career in politics? Or will he choose a quieter life far away from cameras and microphones? Whatever Barron decides, there's no doubt he'll always carry the Trump name, and with it, the expectations and attention that come with being part of one of the most famous families in the world.